Donna Selby and Ricardo Thornton are victims of plain and simple prejudice. In 32 of the 50 United States, 7 million people like them are routinely denied the right to live where they choose, or to marry, or to have children. Why? Because they are mentally retarded, so labeled because their IQs fall below 69. That earned for Donna and Ricardo the privilege of growing up in institutions. And when they finally left those institutions, they found that the community that had put them away as children dreaded their return as adults. And when they decided to marry each other, their caseworkers did their best to talk them out of it. Not because they're an interracial couple, but because they're a retarded couple. When we met them, the Thorntons had been married for 4 months.
I wanted to get married because I didn't want to stay by myself. I wanted to have somebody care for me, and I wanted to care for them. Come on. Come in, Ricky.
I married her because I loved her, and I just wanted to help her along and make both of us happy.
They live in an apartment with other retarded people. Their IQs, 64 for her, 67 for him, label them mildly retarded. Ricardo and Donna hate the label. Had they lived outside Washington, that label could have prevented their marriage.
You're welcome.
You know that in 32 states in the United States, retarded people cannot marry.
I know. We know that.
I think it's something. I think it's silly. I think that it's because of disability. They look that they can't do as others.
So that looks nice.
When they were married in June of 1984, not all their advisors approved.
We come from an institution. We both, you know, slow learners, and they think we're not going to make it out in community.
Life outside in the community bears little resemblance to that at Forest Haven, the District of Columbia-run institution that was home to Donna and Ricardo from the age of 9. Forest Haven is now under a court order to close, an order prompted by reports of abuse. Only the most profoundly disabled are still here. Friends of Donna and Ricardo's, like Winston and Bobby, will be the last to leave. Because of their mild disability, Donna and Ricardo were among the first to leave in 1978. He was 20, she was 25. They went back to Forest Haven with us, showed us the buildings where they grew up, the dormitory rooms where they slept with up to 20 others. They shared childhood memories, some of them still painful.
And I used to see some of the kids get beat up by staff and...
Why would they beat up the kids?
What they do is take their problems from home and bring it to us.
The staff?
Yes.
And if they weren't feeling good?
They'll take it out on us.
I got right here, because I took keys from my boy, Chris. Somehow he went and told the counselor, and the counselor came back and took the keys from me and said, didn't I tell you about playing, you know, and then they just whacked me real hard where I didn't have no offense, and all I could do was see blood all over the place.
When you found out that you were going to leave here, leave Forest Haven.
Oh,
What?
we was glad.
Why? Why?
You know, we didn't want to see this place no more. We had enough of it. I know I did. It's just like I wanted to get out and try it on my own.
Did you feel that you were prepared to leave Forest Haven and come out here into the world, so to speak?
I was kind of nervous. I don't know where to start at. That's the way I was.
How to use a bus, how to go to the market?
I had the people to bus train us, you know, train us what bus to catch. I always walked.
Because you were afraid to use the bus?
Well, I didn't know nothing about buses. And see, I didn't know how kind it was to people on the buses. Yeah, some people make fun at you.
And you were afraid of that?
Yeah.
Learning the bus system was critical. It was frightening at first, but with it came freedom, choices. At Forest Haven, all your choices were made for you, in effect. Everybody was constantly telling you what to do, no?
What to do, yeah. Now
you're your own boss.
We're our own boss.
And that's just the way I like it.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday from the Hamlet.
I want to be on my own, to think for myself and do for myself.
Happy birthday.
Oh, great.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Very well.
Oh, wow.
Make my one wish.
What are the drawbacks, if any, of being retarded, Ricardo?
I don't really look at it as that. I just look at it as
A fact?
A fact. That's what I think.
I don't like to use the word retarded. Why don't I?
I don't either.
Well, let's say...
What's a better word?
Disability. Person with a disability.
Yeah.
Who runs the family, Ricardo?
Who runs the family?
Come on, who runs the family?
Well, I have to say Donna.
Donna does?
But she runs, you know, the house and money and all that stuff. Because I get carried away. I love to spend money.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
I'm more like, you know, keep them where, you know, the budget's supposed to be. I know how much amount take out for the week and how much to put back when I need.
So you're a good manager?
Yeah.
And he was a lousy manager?
Oh.
Well,
huh? I mean, truth to tell.
Well, a little, because when I first met him, he didn't have but a little bit of money in there.
Donna.
Hello, Richie. How you doing?
What's up? What we having for dinner?
No fights?
We don't fight, but we fuss over things.
What do you fuss over?
We fuss over
Little things.
little things.
Like?
Like who's cooking, who's going to clean.
Who does the cooking and the cleaning, really?
Well, more likely I do. No. Get out the kitchen.
Half their rent is paid by the city of Washington. But not only do Donna and Ricardo work part-time at a minimum wage and earn around $9,000 a year between them, they also get help with things like groceries. As wards of the government, they're assigned to a professional who is paid to help them with things like shopping, with doctor and social service visits. Every 2 weeks, group home residents are taken to the grocery store. They're given advice on what to buy, what they'll be able to afford with the money the city allots them for food. Their goal is self-sufficiency, to do this on their own, to know what to buy, how to budget their money, how to pay the bill when it's totaled. Until then, even writing a check is a major undertaking when you're just learning to read and write and how to count. For Donna, who never made it through the first grade, forming a few letters and numbers can be agonizing.
6 0 Okay. Just 'cause I'm slow, it don't hurt me, but I do feel embarrassed. And one day I hope I can learn how to read, write, and be smart. Okay. All right, thank you.
We just gotta push, you know, keep on doing what we're doing, working, reading.
My little red storybook.
She ain't like she embarrassed her when she doesn't read that well, you know, and I try to correct that for her.
Ride, Tom, ride fast, ride, Bill.
No, Betty.
Betty, ride Betty.
Ricardo is at a third grade reading level.
And I told her, Donna, don't feel too bad about it. I mean, you know, it's nothing to be ashamed about. There's a lot of people who can't read or write, but you're trying to, when you're working at it, so don't never put yourself down that you can't. Use the same words.
And
Tom.
Tom. I always
Good.
Tom.
The thing that makes me the maddest is that people that puts down, people like me and Donna down who are slow, not give us the chance to really compete or try to use, you know, what we have learned, and they criticize it and make it look like it's no talent in there at all. It's a sideshow thing, and it ain't no sideshow.
Like, with your elbow. Way up.
Ricardo turned the sideshow into gold medals in the Special Olympics. He was even named Athlete of the Year. Applause for his success in that competition helped him forget the hurt inflicted by the uncaring. That confidence carries over to Ricardo's job.
The job was the easiest thing. I started with 2 hours a day, now I work 6 hours a day. A job that some people were saying that I got in 1978. Said that I'll probably lose it in 1979. I'm still there. I've been there 7 years. The same job that got criticism from, I'm still there. And people are looking at like, I don't believe it. You have a good day now.
Very good. Thank you.
All righty.
Finding the right job hasn't been so easy for Donna. Her first job after marrying Ricardo was as an aide on a bus for handicapped children. It seemed ideal. Donna brought a compassion and patience born of her own disability.
Mark.
But the hours were too few, the pay too low, for a new wife trying to help make ends meet. She had to give it up. So Donna entered a city-sponsored training program for housekeepers. She works 4 hours a day in a government building, hoping eventually to land a full-time position in a hospital. Like Ricardo, she's paid the minimum wage. But in the future, they'll need extra money, because as they become more independent of their government guardians, they stand to lose more and more their government subsidies. But there's a special reason behind Donna and Ricardo's concern about making more money. They're planning for the future. And that future includes a baby.
We're talking about your baby.
Like any woman planning for pregnancy, Donna's been seeing her doctor. And beyond the normal concerns, she has another. The same fear that made 32 states ban marriage between the mentally disabled.
Will my baby come handicapped or mentally retarded or something, something wrong with it if I wanted to get pregnant?
One of the things that we'd have to do, if you got pregnant, after about 4 months, if you got pregnant, after about 4 months, we can draw some fluid and we can do some genetic studies. Basically, physically, you're in good shape.
After they get the results of that 4 months test called amniocentesis, they'll decide whether or not to continue her pregnancy. If the Thorntons do have a baby, they will face obstacles other parents do not. The parenting support group they attend challenged their decision to have a baby. They asked, how could Donna and Ricardo teach a child to handle real problems that they themselves didn't have to handle at Forest Haven, like racism?
Well, if somebody come up and ask me, why is you white and why is your child mixed and why is your husband real black, I say, well, maybe I like it. That's the way it is. I tell them, hey, I'll tell them, I like the way I am.
And they also challenged each other.
How do you feel having a handicapped child?
It wouldn't hurt.
Suppose our child go to school, right? And this other child was normal, okay? And this child will go to your son or your daughter and say, well, you handicapped, you retarded.
I would take that as telling my kid, the next time someone comes to you and tell you something like that, tell them to go mind a bit. I mean, don't pay no attention, really, because you ain't no better than what he is, and you're educating yourself just like him, and one day you might be even smarter than him. Just a lot of friends we know been asking, saying, is she pregnant yet?
And you don't want that pressure?
You don't want that kind
No, I don't want that pressure.
Well, is it because you want your independence, or is it because you're a little bit scared of having a baby?
No, it's just because I want things right.
And what does that mean, right? What do you want right?
I want everything to come out smooth. I want enough money in the bank that, I don't have to have people to, always bring me things. And I want to buy my child the right thing.
You want to be your own boss?
Right. I want to bring this child up the way we want to be.
I would like to present to Donna Selva Thornton, Ricardo Thornton, this award for demonstrating superior courage in overcoming their disabilities.
Thank you very much.
The Mayor's Award, a proud moment for anyone, perhaps means more to Donna and Ricardo Thornton, for it is recognition by the same society that once put them away. A recognition only dreamed of by a young girl on a Forest Haven playground.
That's so funny.
This is my swing.
And beyond the hopes of a handicapped boy.
Favorite program right here.
Happy memories here?
Yeah, I used to come down here and swing, and I used to look up the skies, and I used to talk to God and stuff like that.
What would you say to God?
I used to say, well, one of these days I hope I can make it, and when I get out, I hope I can get married. I hope I have the right job I want. And I hope a lot of people, more people can get out in this institution.
You know something? An awful lot of what you prayed for and hoped for on this swing has come true.
Yeah, that's why this is favorite swing. This is my favorite life. I always like swings, but this is my favorite. Yeah.
Every once in a while, we meet people on 60 Minutes whose stories are so compelling that we want to follow them as their lives unfold. But in the case of Donna and Ricardo Thornton, we decided their lives were changing in such a remarkable way that we wanted to do an entirely new story about what was happening. In case you've forgotten them, we start with a brief flashback to our first meeting with Donna and Ricardo 4 years ago. They lived in a Maryland mental institution where they grew up. Both are retarded. Her IQ was 64, his 67. Back then, we showed you how determined they were to live on their own. How they got married and then struggled with just the simplest things. They didn't know how to cook. They didn't know how to use public transportation. They even had to learn how to read.
Ride.
Ride and ride.
No, it don't. It says ride.
The same word.
And.
When we left the Thorntons 4 years ago, they told us their biggest dream was to have a child of their own. And in fact, by May of 1986, Donna was pregnant. But by July, the pregnancy was in trouble.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes us think that there might be something wrong with the baby.
Uh-oh.
Might be, okay?
Doctors at the Washington Hospital Center explained.
The baby could not be able to move his legs, okay? Could not be able to walk. Right.
Become a handicap.
Right, exactly. Baby
They wanted to do an amniocentesis test to check for spina bifida. Big, frightening words for any expectant couple, but especially if they're retarded.
And then at that time, you all could decide whether you felt like the abnormalities were likely to be something you could cope with or not.
What kind of coping are we talking about? Are we talking about mental retardation? Are we talking about it?
Social worker Shirley Reese has taken on the role of guardian and grandmother to the Thorntons.
Do you feel comfortable in everything that's been said? I mean, how you feel about it? It's okay. It's okay, Donna. Donna, it's okay, honestly. Say what you feel.
She's just embraced right now.
Well, sure, it's scary, and that's why I didn't want her to go through it without anything else. Would you feel more comfortable knowing or not knowing? I mean, I think that's what it comes down to.
You know, I have to go through it. It's the only hope I got.
Was the fetus normal?
Okay, that was a stick. There's the burning.
The test found it was. So far, so good. Their first crisis had passed.
Whose idea was it to have the baby?
Theirs.
And you thought it was a good idea?
I was delighted.
Why?
Because here's two people who cared very much about each other who decided to have a baby.
And you didn't worry about the fact that they were both retarded?
At that point, no.
5 weeks before she was due, Donna was rushed in for an emergency cesarean section because the doctors feared that her system had stopped nourishing the baby.
You nervous?
Donna had Ricardo's support in the delivery room.
You're gonna be strong, man. You gonna stay strong with it?
Yeah.
Okay. Hang in there, Donna.
I hang in there. I hang in there.
8 long months of uncertainty had come to an end.
You want to stand up there and look at the baby? Here's the baby. Go ahead, stand up. Stand up.
Oh, I can stand up.
Stand up. There's the baby. See the baby?
My goodness.
There it goes. It's coming out.
There you go. Oh,
There's a cry.
Donna.
Baby boy.
It's a boy, Donna.
38.
Ain't you happy?
Very happy.
He's little, but he looks good, Donna.
It looks beautiful. It looks just like you.
Nice baby.
Looks like you. Come on. Oh, Donna.
He got all his fingers.
He's got everything.
Donna, you remember the first time you saw little Ricky?
Yes, and I'll never forget it.
What do you
I'll
think?
never forget. First thing I wanted to look at his hands and his feet. I said, do he got his first hands and feet, his 5 fingers and his 5 feet and
Is he
stuff?
okay?
Yeah, and they see, yep, he's okay.
You see him there now?
Look at him.
It's pretty small.
He was so tiny.
Well, he was only 2 pounds.
Yeah, 2 pounds, 11 ounces, and I said, golly. I knew you was gonna make it. I knew it. I knew you was gonna make it. Just me and you. We all had God's prayers. I couldn't believe it. It was just like a miracle. I finally had my baby.
Ricardo, what about you?
Well, after seeing the baby from the first day, I thought about that. Oh, I wish I had never gotten it too far in it, but...
Really?
I didn't think it was. Well, I kind of hesitated, because after I saw him and...
Because you were the one that wanted the baby.
Yeah.
Donna was not so sure. You were the one. I want a son.
What am I really going to do for this kid, you know? I really didn't have... I'm new at it, being a parent, and
sure.
I really didn't know what I really was going to do to help him and teach him.
Baby Ricky spent the next 5 weeks in the preemie ward. Still no sign of retardation, and physically he was in great shape. But he needed to grow to 5 pounds before it was safe to go home.
It's your baby.
Yeah.
All this care was expensive. By the time they left the hospital, the baby's bill totaled $25,000, and the city, not the Thorntons, paid. But that was the last check the city will write for little Ricky. From now on, his parents, with IQs of 64 and 67, who hold down simple jobs and who are still learning to care for themselves, are fully responsible for this new life. Were you afraid of the baby at first?
Yes, I was. When I first brought it home, it was just like, what is my next step? And he cried all night that night. I told Ricardo, I said, now, is I'm gonna sit up all night or are you gonna help me with this baby?
And?
He came in to help me. He stayed up till the next morning. Well, from nothing, thank God.
I'm going to make you write this down, okay?
The first day home, Shirley became concerned, for she suddenly realized that simple tasks like knowing what time to feed the baby were not so simple for the Thorntons.
4 hours from the 8.
9, 10, 9, 9.
Donna didn't seem to understand, neither did Ricardo. And I really panicked at that point, thinking that something would happen to the baby. He wouldn't be fed on time, that he'd be ill, and there would be no recognition of this.
So if he ate at 4, let's see, 4, 5, 6, about 7 o'clock.
No.
What kind of parents are Donna and Ricardo?
Caring. I think they're very caring. I think they absolutely adore the baby. I think they're frightened a little. I think they're overwhelmed by the responsibility.
Is it harder than you expected?
Yes, yes.
What did you expect?
I was backing out, you know, easy.
Like a doll?
Yeah, yeah, but I seem like it ain't.
What makes it harder?
You have to watch him all day long when he's around you.
Mm-hmm. And you, Rick?
Yeah, I have to get up in the middle of the night because I hear him crying, and Donald doesn't wake up. I have to get up. Sometimes he cries, and when you basically feed him and change him, he still cries.
By the time the baby was 4 months old, the Thorntons were barely coping. So Shirley brought them to the Child Development Center at Georgetown University. It's designed to help baby, father, and mother.
Sometimes I just gets upset with him, but I don't take it out on him. I take it out on him. You know, my husband. My nerves are kind of too bad for this. I love my baby, but, you know, marriage is not easy, I tell you.
It's part of life.
Even their marriage was in trouble. Donna felt Ricardo was behaving like an adolescent while she was shouldering all the responsibilities. The Georgetown counselors listened and mediated.
But he got to stop biting my head off.
It doesn't seem like your life has changed that much, or has it?
Of course his life didn't change. He gonna keep on right on what he's gonna do. You know, he can be home more with the baby.
I guess just trying to get adjusted, you know, knowing that there's another kid in the house is probably gonna take me a little while to get adjusted.
The fact is, only 25% of all retarded people are born that way. The rest, the 75%, are slow, believe it or not, because of the environment they grew up in. Here they're testing little Ricky.
He's been in the world for 4 months, but he's not quite doing things like a 4-month-old baby. Okay? He's doing them pretty close. He's more like a 3.5-month-old, okay? Which, for a baby who came early, is perfectly normal.
Motor-wise, his physical development, he's doing very well. And those are mostly his watching things, and we're getting some idea of how he's thinking. What is that?
What he's learning right now looks real good for his age. So he's not retarded right now.
But he's very alert.
So what happens when bright little kids are raised by retarded parents? We went to the Greeley, Colorado home of Marvin and Esther Dieterle to find out. Their IQs are lower even than Donna's and Ricardo's. Little Marvin, their son, was 9 then and surely not retarded. He brought home good report cards. Linda Garcia was his 3rd grade teacher.
I would say academically he is average. He's right where he should be at this time of year for a 3rd grade student.
I could not pass this way, Puss said.
If anything, I think that Marvin is maybe a step ahead of an average 3rd grader as far as what I like to call survival skills. And I think that he's very capable of taking care of himself.
I don't feel like it. In other words, I can't.
Whereas I think a lot of other 3rd graders are not quite as independent as Marvin is.
He knows his numbers up to 100.
I know he does. And he's a good speller.
Yeah, I know it.
He really is.
I know it.
And he's a heck of a good kid.
I know it. You know what Marv said?
Yeah.
He said, Dad, don't worry, I'll take care of you.
That what he said?
Yeah.
And you know what?
Huh?
I believe him.
Yeah.
Are you a faster learner than they are?
Yes, I am.
Is that tough for you?
Sorta.
Because when you take math home or spelling home and you go to your mom or your dad, what happens?
If they help me out a little, that's okay. Where I go and just help to do it myself, or I go to somebody else.
Would you rather live with somebody else?
No,
Why?
because I miss my parents. And
Do you love them any less because they're slow learners?
no.
Do they love you any less because they're slow learners?
Oh, not really. Why?
It's a good question. Why?
Little Marvin takes on more responsibilities than most kids his age. The Dieterles are proud people. They work and they refuse all government money for housing or clothing or food.
Don't say the price on them.
Huh?
It's young Marvin's job to read the labels and pick out the best buy.
What else do we need?
Fortunately, while he was growing up, the family did accept help from the government. Parenting lessons, special counseling, like the Thorntons. But few states support such efforts. Not only are they experimental, but during these times of tight budgets, they're expensive. We are back in Washington now. By Ricky's 1st birthday, the mood at the Thornton house was cheerful once again. All of the intervention and counseling had given Donna and Ricardo some confidence. He had learned to pitch in and help out. Her depression had lifted. She was getting out and working again part-time. And the baby? Every morning, he's off to a special school. Thanks to Grandma Shirley, he's on a full scholarship at the Parent-Child Center. Specialists here have determined that Ricky's motor skills are above average, but his language skills are way behind. So they talk to him and find ways to make him more aware.
Where is he?
It's called infant stimulation.
Put it back in. Let me see. Put it in.
You did it.
Ricardo, would you get down here with us, please?
I think that there has to be more of this at home.
Infant stimulation.
At home.
Should Donna and Ricardo have had this little boy?
I think I cannot say that they shouldn't have, because he's wonderful.
Well, then why are you reluctant to say yes, they should?
Because I'm thinking of what's ahead, and I'm thinking of future.
Yeah, great. I think they have to be able to show that they love each other. And I think that the baby, as he gets older, I think he'll have to help them and tell them what he needs, because I'm not sure that they will recognize it.
You know that some people still feel that mentally retarded people shouldn't have kids.
Right. I still hear it too.
Do you feel that you have something to prove with little Ricky?
Yes.
You mean that we can and take a look at our little boy?
That's right. You know, Maybe we are stretching our goal for other people. Maybe, you know, other people are looking at us. There you go.
You know something, Donna? We are.
Somebody getting sleepy.
You can't get through here. Oh!
Imagine you're a 4-year-old boy, normal, healthy, the apple of your parents' eyes. You know there's something different about your mom and dad, but you don't know what.
So how'd you like school today?
Bye. You know, it's going to be some things that he's going to ask questions, and I'm going to have to kindly, you know, explain it to the best the best I can about, you know, by we being in the institution.
Donna and Ricardo Thornton were raised in a mental institution. They are retarded. Neither can read nor write well. Their IQs are under 70. But they are learning to be a mother and father to their only son, Ricky.
I'm finding out that it's not all easy. It takes a lot of work and a lot of patience.
The Thorntons are now in the vanguard of mentally handicapped people, living on their own. Donna works at a hospital. Ricardo at a library, sorting and filing books. For 12 years, he has been outside the walls of an institution, earning enough money to be mostly independent.
Everybody deserves a chance, and everybody deserves a chance to live in the community.
Shirley Reese, the Thorntons' caseworker, is a strong proponent of the new trend to mainstream the mentally handicapped.
I think that nobody, just because they've been labeled or diagnosed as having mental retardation, should be, you know, live in isolation. You know, the old out of sight, out of mind.
But the Thorntons are now facing their biggest challenge. Ricky is in public school for the first time this year. The teacher says he's a completely normal child with no learning disabilities, even though his attention span is often short and his speech slightly slurred.
Tell me what color his hat is. His head is white, like that. That one.
Hardly a day passes when Ricardo and Donna Thornton aren't thinking about their role as parents. How will they help Ricky to read, to write? How will they cope when their son gets older and the challenges become greater?
That's what our concern is how far he's going to go.
Donna worries about the fact that she can't read to her son.
He always says, Mommy, read me a book at night.
You don't even have to read at this age. You don't even need to be reading all the words.
Right.
A lot of times I hold up the pictures. You just make up something.
Ricky's teacher is optimistic and is encouraging the parents.
They're showing a genuine interest in his educational future. And if they continue to do that, then whether they read or don't read, he's going to do something. He's going to make it.
Like anyone else, making it has always been a goal for Ricardo and Donna, but they worry about explaining their handicap to their son.
First, I'm just trying to tell you a story about Dad. You want to hear a story about your dad?
The memories are painful, but Ricardo and Donna have been taking Ricky to see the institution, which once was their home.
It's the college that your daddy stayed in. And this is, let me tell you something, these are where the boys, some of the boys were bad, and some of the counselors were very, very mean.
It's closed now, but that hasn't diminished the anger Ricardo and Donna still feel.
And they used to have little guys like Ricky's size that, you know, they used to take towels, wet towels, and beat them with it.
It was a place that I wanted to get away from. I wanted to be able to live in a community that I can grow.
Ricky is still too young to understand his parents' troubled past, but the Thorntons' caseworkers are convinced that Donna and Ricardo's handicap won't prevent them from being good parents.
Their childhood, both of them, wasn't that easy. I mean, they ended up in this institution. And I think that what they learned and what they came out with, they'll make sure that he feels very loved and is able to meet challenges.
God bless everybody in the whole wide
world.
Ricardo and Donna Thornton, once two of society's cast-offs, are now fulfilling a dream of giving their son the love and opportunities they never had. For today, Robin Lloyd, NBC News, Washington.
Daddy hug.